Hello, this is my response for week two. After doing the reading, I think circumstantially it depends on the student, the grade level, and the severity of help the student might need. Just based on coming from special ed, I think the concept of the least restrictive environment is most important for the child. So, by telling that, that means that if a student does need the extra support with students who are struggling as well as the way they are, and having them work together to fully understand if peers are struggling the same way, that's great, and that should be placed in, um, as stated, in classes, or within, to be honest. Um, the only concern is probably discreteness. You don't want to oust children who are having a more difficult time by placing them with students who are having a difficult time and removing them from the students who may be doing better in that subject matter. There is benefits to it because then you get a more hands-on approach to supporting the students with those needs. However, as stated with the other teacher, there is concerns about not having them be included with the wide range of students that are also succeeding in that subject matter. What we've learned is that both aspects are just as vital. Having students who are struggling be exposed to students who may be exceeding in that subject matter actually creates a support system as well. You can partner up a student who's having a hard time with a student who's pretty adamant about knowing the subject matter. You don't explain to them that one knows more than the other. All it does is just it creates a partnership in which they discuss, like, well, what about this step? Is step one fully understood? You know what, I know this part, I can do this part. So it's not deteriorating the student from learning anything further. It's actually doing the opposite. Even with group discussions, same thing. There's students that it's not that they don't know the material or they're having a hard time. It might be that they're shy. So having smaller groups actually benefits them, whether that's because they don't understand it or simply because they are just too shy to talk about it. Various factors come into play for both parts. I think the middle ground is probably the best place to be at. So least restrictive, once again, if it's what's best for the student, and they do need to do that between class, pull out, whatever the case may be, to support the student, great. That doesn't deter from also doing it within the classroom as well. You don't want to ostracize or single out any student who's having a difficult time, ever. That's with a child with a need, child who's having a difficulty, child who might just be having a bad day. It does not really matter. At the end of the day, it's what's best supporting the child.